Romania wants an aggression, that I can accept. It looks like... yeah, my submarines are doing a number on the Mexicans over here. Cool. 26th of August.
Ready to move.
It's getting closer. It's getting closer. And we are building up some pretty nice surpluses. SPGs is one of the main ones that we don't have enough of. And we're now building military factories again, that's good. Good, good, good. That's very good. The 5th Jili-Vientiane War. The 5th! Tensions in China have remained high since 1927, when the German intervention brought the 20-year conflict between the various factions to a temporary standstill. Over the last decade, however, the Vientiane government in Manchuria and the Zili in Beijing have consolidated and built their forces. The stage is set for the most dramatic confrontation in over 10 years. Yeah, Qing's been kind of obliterated several times, so I'm not really expecting them to do very well from this. Alright, so... we can either continue to focus on the Air Force stuff, or we can start building up the Navy, and I think it's time to do this. The largest remnant of the Royal Navy site is... The largest remnant of the Royal Navy sits in Halifax Harbour now, slowly aging and still under the command of the British Admiralty in exile. It has remained separate from the Canadian chain of command, but this cannot continue. The Canadian and the British navies need to act as one. That's going to be a giant French Empire in Africa. It is. Depending on whether they can continue their offensives against Egypt, but Egypt don't seem to be responding at all. Now, how's Spain doing? Spain is slowly but steadily losing ground. France is slowly but steadily gaining ground here, though. And once the war in America is done, the Canadians will be sprinting over there. Or India. I am a little bit concerned about India still. I don't want to lose that to Baratia. Germany broke through in Belgium. Ah, Germany has broken through in Belgium. Good, well spotted. And I'm still surprised that these guys are holding out against the two Sicilies and Austria so well. New technology. This is going to be excavation. No, it's going to be oil refining. Oh, that's a point. I beat the Union of Britain fleet even though I don't have very much doctrine. That's a little bit surprising. Hunter killer groups done. Time to get the floating fortress then. We are still repairing. Okay. That's fine.
Ready.
6th of September. They have the Justification finished. And if they don't do it, I'm going to do it myself, because this is getting silly. We're going to say that Oregon, no, Washington is ours. Yeah, Washington State's the northern one. Oregon's that one. Because I'm not going to be able to abandon my borders while they still have that justification, which means I can't do anything else while that threat looms. Am I worried about coronavirus? Not really. 1, I'm pretty healthy. 2, there's actually a remarkably small chance of you actually catching it. The only thing that I would be concerned about is if I become a carrier. Like, I'm not concerned for my own health, but if I carry it and spread it to other people, then that would suck. Alright, we have apparently finished all the shipbuilding. Oh, we could also be repairing a bunch more stuff. Sorry! And I would very much like to build more Crusaders, please. I didn't realise I was only building one more. Alright, how many Crusaders do we have saved up? We have another 2. Not quite enough to do anything particular, so we're going to keep building more. Much better to be a cruiser than a carrier. That they have a justification should go both ways. No. Oh, New England has a navy. Really? What you got, buddy? 6 destroyers, 3 light cruisers, and 3 submarines. Cool. And we have some military factories. Right, what do we need now? I'm going to say we need fighters, support equipment, SPGs. SPGs I'm going to say are the most important because I really want to ramp up the number of mechanized units I have. So let's increase you to say that many, and then after you're done, we'll go to 5 fighters, and then 8 support equipment. That seems reasonable. Could also do with some more armoured cars, that's true, so we'll go to 4 armoured cars. And we're doing the last of the infrastructure, and then we've got all of our factory stacks working on military factories again. Alright, so when's my justification done? January 42. Damn it! Yeah. Germany is kicking ass right now. Which is going to be taking off a lot of the pressure from Spain. Oh, we have another spy. So we have either a commando, which is going to be really good for sabotage stuff, or the orator for coups and ideology boosting. Not interested. Just have you spying on Paris, might as well. Spread you out a little bit. And immediately an agent dies. Alright, well, we'll just need to recruit another one. We will invest 50. In fact, if we're investing, then other people are probably investing. We should direct the exiles to boost their own influence. Because that is a free action. Now, who do we want to build up? I'm going to say the Kingdom of Spain. Seeing as they're under threat right now, they could probably do with the assistance. The Netherlands joined the Reichspact. Although this is a Netherlands without the East Indies, so they're not going to be as powerful, but they're still going to be pretty good. And Qing declared war on Qing, so Qing's now at war with Japan and Anqing. Which is basically Japan, Japan, not Japan. So that's not going to be a good time for them. We can probably also reduce the amount of oil we're importing. Maybe begin developing some of our own steel again. Especially because that is going to be modified out further by excavation tech. And then reduced by exports. But exports are also good because they make us money. Or give us civilian factories. We are exporting all of our oil. Hold on, we're actually exporting everything. Most of the aluminium, no tungsten, and all of the steel. Yeah, we are actually exporting everything. Interesting. Well, I guess we do have really good trade relations with everyone else in the Entente. The Entente's fairly big, and also fairly resource poor. That's actually another good reason for us to take the Pacific States.
Yes, sir.
As opposed to, what's the word? Thingy them. Puppet. Okay, Navy has been overhauled. A heated discussion has occurred within the Canadian government regarding who to formally appoint as the head of the RCN. Until now, the British fleet in exile has operated more or less independently of the Canadian chain of command, but everyone agrees this cannot continue. The British exiles are adamant on putting Sir Roger Backhouse in the fleet, since they say it is their fleet. Ministers suggest the Canadian Admiral, Percy Nellies, is more the man for the job and will do a better job of coordinating the two forces. So, Nellis is open seas, naval speed, screen attack, screen defense. Which isn't bad. It's going to be better at protecting stuff. And then Roger Backhouse, decisive fleet battle, naval AA, capital ship armor. It's got to be Backhouse, really. We're going to be relying on our capitals. State of the British fleet. This is going to mean that we build stuff faster. If Canada is to defend itself, much less reclaim the home isles, it must first develop a first-rate navy. Fortunately, the legacy of the once great Royal Navy provides a perfect foundation, and restarting from scratch allows us to get the most up-to-date navy possible. Alright, concentrated industry. Done. Now we can get excavation to get even more civilian factories from selling resources, because we are definitely resource rich. 1941 Canadian election. Once again, the people of the Dominion of Canada go to the polls to elect their MPs in the House of Commons, and the winner of the election is... the market liberals can win, or social conservatives. Well, it's going to be the conservatives. We're just going to have them double down. Liberals are almost wiped out. Do you want to send a small lend-lease? That's fine. October, November, December, January. 3 months. 2 and a bit. Yeah, some of these French units are getting really beaten up. Very nice. Does the update to Kaiserreich make Canada actually fun to play? I don't think Canada was ever not fun to play. They're definitely better now because you can get way more involved in America, which admittedly has kind of detracted from Canada being involved elsewhere. I wish they were a little bit more like France, actually, in vanilla, involving themselves in the Spanish Civil War, so you can do other things than just directly going in and meddling. I want to keep a spy network going on here. And also, it's far too easy to actually directly get involved. Although that very nearly backfired. Losing submarines. And leases are finished, so I guess we're now positive support equipment. Almost. almost positive in everything except for fighters. So fighters are going to be the next thing that we need to really ramp up production of. And yeah, we already have that queued up, so should happen. And we are now mass producing military factories again, which is good. Actually, how's the Navy doing? Are you mostly repaired? Mostly. Intel efficiency 86. That's really good efficiency actually, 79. How are we doing for sky planes? Do we have surplus? Not yet. So what I would like to do is get my scout planes up to 50s in both of these locations. In good time. Right, new technology. Forward interception. Last of the naval... Not air naval. Air Force. And we'll get the new tier 3 light tanks very soon. Paris has fallen. And Qing Clique took 15 states. Qing have been annexed. Yeah, if you guys want to keep talking about that, I would recommend you do so in the hot topics on the Discord. Enough. Right, so now we can start getting some more shipyards and things. British Admiralty gives us naval research. Fleet coordination, naval experience gain. Actually, that's also very strong. And also more spotting. Okay, all of these are great. Ship repair speed plus 25%. Oh, fine. The British Exile Admirals have a great deal to teach the Canadian Navy. We must take advantage of this presence and try to heal the rivalry that's grown between the two services. And there it is, the Valentine. Cool. So, next up to research. We could start working on marine equipment. And that might well be a good idea. The other thing we should do is upgrade our invasion tech. Let's do that first. And then upgrade you. Light tanks. A seducer. You sounds good to me. Start you here. Start you here. We're just going to get intel for the moment. And then we can start absolutely blasting the Pacific States of America with resistance issues. Speaking of resistance, how is this going? So you two are fine. I guess there's no compliance in a state where... Yeah, it just becomes fully normal, I guess. Though Michigan hasn't. So we're still rooting out the last of the bad guys in Michigan. But then after that, we should be completely fine in terms of losses. Yeah, we've lost nothing. Prince Henry appointed the Governor General. Having served in the Canadian military since the fall of the United Kingdom, Prince Henry has now been appointed to the new Governor-General of the Australasian Confederation. Members of the royal family appeared at the airfield to wish him well as he made his trans-Pacific flight to the new continent and his new duties. That's foreboding.
Ready, sir.
What happens when you retake England? Do you take them? Yes. You can become... You have a choice. So you can become Britain, what's known as the British Reclamation Authority, where you basically rebuild Britain then join the war again. Or you stay as Canada and it's under occupation. So it's your choice. And there goes my last 2 cruisers. That's our recon dead. So we really need to develop a proper recon cruiser. Which we need to research. And I would like to get the 1940 version. So yeah, we'll research that, and then start building some recon cruisers again. We'll just need to rely on Allied spotting in that area. Need to replay this since they finally made it so that all puppets swap from Canada to Great Britain. Yeah, I think that was one of the biggest upgrades, is they've just made Britain actually worth playing. Because it was fun trying to retake Great Britain from the Syndicalists. The problem is, as soon as you did, you were out of the war until like the 1950s while you rebuilt. And apparently that's been massively sped up. So there's actually a point to doing it. Oh, you were still trying to protect over there. Yeah, don't do that. This is all I need you to strike force on. Floating fortress. Done. And we can get a new agent soon. Carry on. I want to keep on spying on America. Hit them with several agents at once so I can really ramp up their resistance problems, although I don't think they don't actually have any anymore. Colony state. Canada will only have access to 2% of the state's manpower. On top of that, will also get modifiers because of the occupation status. Minus 65% local resources, minus 75% local factories, max factories and state minus 50. That's actually a big freaking problem. Because it's compliance that reduces that penalty. And we apparently can't get compliance. So I'm going to have to release the Pacific States as a puppet. Or give it to New England. Because, yeah, I'm supposed to be getting 84 steel from Wisconsin. I'm getting 29. Supposed to be getting 200 from Minnesota. I'm getting 73. So, yeah, it's going to have to be the PSA. I'll have to resurrect him. I just need to slap him around a bit and show him who's boss. Grr. Obviously, it's me. I didn't get this earlier. Why didn't I get that earlier? No. I also need to get these. But, I didn't remember this existed. I'm so used to playing vanilla recently. 15% faster factory construction. Yes, please. Oops. Alright, 3rd of January. I know it's January when we can declare war, right? The 11th. 7 days away. So close. So close. Of course, the West Indies Federation is going to be fighting against all of the ships over here. So the fact that we've been boosting up their naval capabilities is a good thing. Yeah, they've actually still got a decent fleet. 2 battleships. One of them is actually quite big. One of them not so much. 15 destroyers, 4 light cruisers. Cool. No subs though for interception. Where are my own submarines? Except for almost dead. Might need to build some more submarines once my shipbuilding capabilities have increased. And there it is. The declaration of war is possible. Not only is it possible, it is happening. Dominion of Canada has declared war on the Pacific States of America. It is time to mop up. It is also time to say thank you very much for watching. I do hope you are enjoying this series so far. If you are, be sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss the next episode where we go and destroy America for the 2nd time. Not only do you get to see America fall once, you get to see America fall twice in just one campaign. Aren't I too generous? I really am. I will be streaming this again in 1 hour's time once I have had something to eat. So at 10 o'clock this evening we will be resuming this campaign. So if you wish to see the fall of America for the 2nd time and hopefully the liberation of the British Isles back to Britain, then you will need to watch that then. If you are enjoying this, like I said, be sure to hit that follow button to get those notifications. If you are really enjoying this, then do consider subscribing. Helps the channel out, lets me do more of this kind of content. Or you can, of course, check out the Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/Mordred Viking. I do have a YouTube channel where there is a ton of other Hearts of Iron and Kaiserreich content. You can find that at youtube.com/Mordred Viking. And then finally, we have a Discord, which didn't work for some reason. Why didn't that work? There it is. Discord is where the community hangs out. They're a cool bunch. It's always a real pleasure to see some new faces over there. So please do come join us. You will be more than welcome. The last thing I want to say is I will be in Utrecht in the Netherlands on the 14th of March for a fan meet. So if you wish to meet myself, if you're in the area and you want to come say hi, then you are more than welcome to join us. Details for that are over on the Discord, so be sure to check that out. It would be great to see you there as well, personally, live, in reality. Also there will be Ben Magnus and Midgeman and Leah Magnus and also just various members of our community. We have like 50 people signed up. It's going to be a pretty big deal. So yeah, you should join us. Let's see who else is streaming. Why is this not showing up properly? There we go. Oh, Christo's streaming. I'm guessing that's Christo. Yeah, that is. Let's go and raid Count Christo. Christo was one of the community ambassadors for Paradox, and I know he does rather enjoy his Hearts of Iron stuff. So let's head over there, say hello from Mordred Viking. I'd love to see his chat lit up with Viking Raid just like that. So let's make our presence well and truly known. Just copy and paste that and then send it over. Podcast just ending too. Damn. Sorry, Gig Out. I'll be back in an hour though. So head over to Count Christo, say hello from Mordred Viking, throw in the Viking Raid, and let's let's make his day. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you guys in 1 hour's time, once I have gone and eaten, because I'm getting really hungry, my stomach's rumbling. See you in an hour.